You're listening to the Amazing Facts Daily Devotional. Today's topic, Mary Magdalene at Jesus' feet, Part 3. The day that Jesus was crucified, Mary stood and watched helplessly with several other devoted women, including Jesus' own mother, John 19:25. There were among his disciples one who had betrayed him, another who had denied him, and others who had deserted him. But Mary had followed the Savior in his life, and she now followed him to the site of his death. After the Sabbath passed, Mary Magdalene and several other women visited his sepulchre, bringing spices with which to anoint his body. Mark 16:1-2. What must have been going through her mind as she approached the grave? Did she remember the alabaster box and the fragrant oil? Upon arriving at the tomb, to Mary's shock, she saw that the stone that had covered the sepulchre had been moved. The grave had been opened. Fearing the worst, she ran to find the other disciples and relayed to Peter and John the horrible news. John 22. The body of their Lord had been taken. As Peter and John ran on ahead, Mary followed, sobbing inconsolably. So blinding, so all-consuming was her grief that even when she saw two angels in his tomb, even when she saw Jesus Christ himself alive, she did not realize who it was. It was only after the Savior addressed her by name that Mary understood, and her grief turned to instant joy. She had the privilege of being the first human being to see the Savior risen from the dead. Mark 16:9. She had the privilege once more to hold him by the feet and worship him. Matthew 28:9. Because he had risen, her own life was renewed. Because he had risen, she went forward with new purpose. At his bidding, she shared the wonderful news of his resurrection to his 11 closest disciples. And while they did not believe her, Mark 16:11, they believed at last when Jesus himself appeared to them, as he had to her. Verse 14. It is not for us to change a person's belief. It is for us, like Mary, to simply shout it from the lowest valley to the highest hilltop. We serve a risen Savior. He lives. He lives. Through him, we are saved. Have you ever been so focused on something that you did not see the bigger picture? In the midst of our troubles and problems, do we forget that God has already given us the answer? Our key Bible text today comes from Mark 16:15. And he said unto them, Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Thank you for listening to the Amazing Facts Daily Devotional.